Everyone. Welcome back to Sift or Change. As always, we're your hosts, Tammy and Martine, here to bring you exciting conversations about making events more planet and people conscious.
Today, we're diving into a trend that I think has been increasingly popular post COVID, and that is wellness integrated events. Imagine leaving those long multi day conferences not feeling drained and exhausted.
Oh, yes, that would be great. We all know how those conferences squeeze in as many sessions and networking events as possible. It's so tiring. I'd love to see an event that lets attendees leave feeling refreshed, connected, and perhaps even a little smug about doing something nice for our community and planet.
Who wouldn't want that? It's like, yes, I just hosted a zero waste event and I got to relax a bit and feel totally zen. Top that.
Absolutely. So let's break it down why it matters and how to do it. Are you ready, Martine?
So ready. Let's get into it.
In actuality, wellness integrated events aren't new in our industry. However, incorporating green and inclusive designs into those wellness experiences should get more attention. It's all about blending sustainability with attendee well being. Martine, why do you think this has been more trending lately?
I think the idea is getting more traction every year because people are burning out. A 2023 study from the American Psychological Association said 77% of adults reported stress impacting their physical health. Couple that with increasing demand for sustainably conscious events, boom, you get sustainably conscious wellness integrated events.
Oh, that's a very interesting fact to know. I also think post-COVID, remote work just doesn't help all of this because our homes are now our offices.
Exactly. And now imagine having to travel and be away from home to a conference for X number of days and be even more stressed because you're overwhelmed by people and content?
Yeah, it's so true. Great content helps people leave events motivated and inspired, but not if they're exhausted and have to go back to catching up on emails and chores on top of everything else when they get back. It would be great if people get to leave an event recharged and not drained like they just ran a marathon in heels. So, how do we make this happen?
One big way is using outdoor venues. Natural light, fresh air, it's like nature's free therapy session. In Madrid, I've been loving spots like the Retiro Park. They have a crystal palace in the middle of the park where you can organize events and you can get that green vibe. And studies show even 20 minutes in nature can lower cortisol levels by 21%. That's science saying, chill out, y'all.
I love being outside. I love parks. Anytime that we get to do events outside is just so amazing. And not to mention the energy that you save on using natural sunlight, right? We're definitely seeing more and more rooftop spaces in cities as well because people want to be outside. I don't know about you, but my stakeholders are doing a lot of events on outdoor terrace rooftops in New York and Chicago lately.
Right. And speaking of New York City, we're also noticing a developing trend of hotel designs with this theme of home away from home because people are getting tired of the corporate, professional, workaholic mentality. Even if they're coming to New York City for a business meeting or event, they want them to be relaxed as soon as they walk into their room.
I've definitely heard about that. And I've seen some hotels do that too, such as the Phuket's New York, that even has an on-site spa, celebrity grade fitness center, and even a movie theater on their property. So if hotels are designing their rooms to replicate your own home, it says something about the shift in prioritizing relaxation.
That's so cool. I've heard of fitness centers and spas in New York City hotels, but a movie theater? That's crazy. However, if celebrities are staying there, then I'm not too surprised, but definitely out of my budget, Tammy.
Oh, trust me, it's out of mine too. I feel like most hotels in New York City are. But this is a great segue because not all events have that luxury budget, right? When someone thinks wellness, people often think of spas, massages, etc. And that is not always the case. Mindfulness does not have to break the bank.
Great point, Tammy. Think about mindfulness moments. I read about a conference last month where they kicked off a 5-minute guided meditation focused on gratitude for the planet. People were into it. What's even better is that Harvard research says mindfulness can cut anxiety by 30%.
That's brilliant. And another easy low lift way is to incorporate aromatherapy as an act of mindfulness. I recently heard about a booth at Exhibitor Live earlier in March this year that used a scent diffuser in their booth. Not only did it make them more memorable, the attendees also said that it was super refreshing and caused them to stay longer in the booth.
Oh, I totally agree. I love that. And that's a really great idea. We've talked about having quiet rooms for neurodivergent guests on our previous episodes, but no one says it cannot be for everyone and anyone who simply needs a moment to recharge their social and mental batteries. Sticking some scented oil diffusers into types of spaces would add another layer of relaxation.
Exactly. The concept of a wellness room isn't new in our industry either, but those special scents and adding perhaps a massage chair, charging stations would totally change the vibe of the space. I actually hired a company to provide virtual reality goggles that offered a guided meditation experience in one of our previous wellness spaces at an event. It was so cool.
But Tammy, virtual reality goggles and massage chairs sound expensive. Not all events have the type of budget to offer those.
Yeah, I totally understand. Some great ways to work around that could be to offer these experiences as sponsored add-ons. It could be great ways to pitch your company's focus on wellness and sustainability to have these conversations with your partners and your supporters.
Oh, I see where you're going with that. So instead of sponsors sending swag or even spending thousands of dollars on an open bar for a reception, they can consider sponsoring these wellness activities to show that they're a company that actually cares about their attendees.
Exactly. Now imagine taking that a step further. Imagine a sponsored corporate responsibility activity where attendees sign up for a couple of hours to volunteer on a community project. They could be building a house for Habitat for Humanity. They could be packing financial literacy kits for underprivileged students or participating in a charity walk or run.
Genius. And here's the fun fact: walking boosts creativity by 60% per Stanford research. So your guests might even be more interactive and engaged after those activities.
Gotta love it. However, I can already hear some of our audience saying, those are boring or it's more work than fun. So, not many people want to do manual labor or walk a mile at a conference.
I know I wouldn't. I would rather get some extra sleep.
I get it. Again, no one said wellness activities can't be fun. Sometimes having fun is the best way to relax and de-stress, right? You're away from your family and kids and like you're at a conference. So you could even consider special activities like designing your own tote bag or graffiti your own hat or shirt or even having your own mocktail bar at a reception in a museum so people can walk through the museum with a drink in their hand.
Yes, all such great ideas, Tammy. But I'll be the devil's advocate here. All those do require some logistical support and sourcing some additional vendors. So let's talk about one area that all planners already need to consider, and that's the event catering. Because wellness isn't just mental, it's physical as well, and people underestimate how diet can affect a person's short term physical wellness and therefore the level of engagement in the event.
Oh, yes, this is probably one of the best ways to make impactful but affordable adjustments to incorporate wellness-minded designs.
Absolutely. Having a catering menu that is heavy, sugary, or filled with processed options can cause energy crashes and mental fog, reducing participation quality. Research shows that diets rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants improve memory, attention, and decision making skills.
And the great thing about a sustainable plant-based menu is that it can help provide exactly what Martine mentioned for your attendees. For instance, complex carbohydrates like quinoa or oats paired with protein sources like legumes can keep your attendees energized without the lethargy, enhancing their overall involvement.
And there are great ways to spruce up the experience. No one said plant based menus have to be boring. I've seen a vegan taco bar in Madrid called El Viva that was locally sourced, sustainable, and people were obsessed. Moods can be easily affected by your food. 84% of people in a 2024 survey said sustainable options made them feel better about an event.
That's awesome. In NYC, we've got so many farmers markets for people to explore. Like we always say, sourcing locally is not only good for the body, the community, but also the planet.
Love that full circle vibe, Tammy. And oh, one more hydration stations. Ditch the plastic bottles. Set up glass pitchers with infused water. Cucumber, mint, whatever. It keeps folks refreshed and cuts waste.
Yes, infused water is such a great way to get extra nutrients and flavors into your guest's day. And don't forget, humans are made up of 60% water, and staying hydrated provides many health benefits too.
Hence, Tammy and I are always sipping during our chats. And all this adds up to why wellness matters. Happy attendees mean repeat clients. We can't plan sustainable events and tell your attendees they should be mindful about the planet and community when you're not even being mindful of how your attendees are feeling at your events.
Especially when a recent January 2025 Eventbrite report said that 79% out of 2,000 people surveyed are drawn to events that mix multiple interests into unique social experiences. Our next generation has so much different expectations in in-person events, and we want to make sure that we're keeping that in mind when we're designing these events.
Exactly. So, whether it's outdoor vibes, mindful environments, volunteerism, or feel good food, you're not just saving the planet, you're building a shared commitment. Tammy, any parting thoughts?
No, just keep it simple. Start with one idea, like a stretch break, build it into your program, test it, tweak it, make it yours before you advance to adding more.
Perfect. And that's a wrap for today, but let's keep the conversation going. Drop your ideas in the comments if you've seen or done anything else that's turned out well.
Yes. But before we go, Martine and I would like to also take this time to announce that in the spirit of wellness, we're moving our chats to every other week so that we can spend some more warm summer days with our loved ones.
And we're super excited. But be on the lookout for our weekly shorts. And if you love this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss out on our sustainability deep dives.
Thanks for sipping with us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Until then, keep making choices one sip at a time. Bye.